Our opening ceremony was definitely better than theirs, that's for sure. Anyway, welcome. I'm going to back up here in a moment, just kind of managing some stuff. And Looney says hello. Welcome if you just got algorithmed in by the YouTube algorithm. This is Yoga for Everybody, Sunday Sacred Self-Care version. If you have an aversion to yoga, this is your version, because now you can do yoga. You're welcome. I'm not going to talk about my background for a couple minutes, literally or figuratively. I have a checkered background, literally and figuratively. Anyway, if you're brand new to this, we relax and do yin yoga and restorative and pray and meditate and chant. It's spreading around the world. We have hundreds, soon to be thousands and tens of thousands of subscribers, because what you aim at grows and expands. And I'm aiming my soul at expanding yoga across the world. It's time. I'm probably slightly past middle age, unless I live to be 134 years old. So relax on your back, take a load off while friends are streaming in on Zoom and on live YouTube around the world. Relax on your back, would you? Just chill, damn it. Now, many of you come to see Looney bin Laden, my yoga cat, and he likes cat treats a lot. I'm fasting today, he's not, so in a moment I may make a move on one of his cat treats. Wiggle your legs out a couple of times, swallow once, circle your jaw around. I'm sitting up to manage computers and space and YouTube and Zoom, and you're relaxing on your back. If you haven't done this class before, you should. It's really, really good for you. And you're just going to have to trust me, because you should trust everything you see on the internet and every person that says everything. So we'll be on our back for 6-7 more minutes, breathing and relaxing. My name is Greg, by the way. There's a lot of Gregs on the planet. I'm this one. Be yourself, everyone else is taken. And this is Looney Cat. We have a growing YouTube channel. We used to have a yoga studio in San Ramon, California for 11 years with millions of dollars of revenue and dozens of teachers and hundreds of students. And then that went away with the big P. And that's okay, because change is your best friend. Today's theme is make change your best friend, because it always leads to something better when you develop and cultivate the proper attitude. My life just changed radically. I moved, and the better it gets, the better it gets. Okay, start to breathe down toward your belly button. Great YouTube analytics, people from Maine to Spain to Ukraine. We are growing exponentially. Thanks for liking and subscribing. If something has you stressed out, if you have a situation going on, a willingness to surrender it and let it go, everybody's got something. Everybody's got the current thing, the thorn in your side, the rock in your shoe. And in this class, we take the rock in a shoe and we say, Gesundheit. begin to feel your feelings right now. We catch up on our feelings in Sunday Sacred Self-Care Yoga. If you're watching it live, it's right now. If you're watching it recorded, it's August 11th, 2024. And you might be watching this Thursday at 3 o'clock in the morning in Estonia. And that's a good thing. There's 700 videos on my YouTube channel now. Something like that, somewhere between like 80 and 700. Welcome if you're just getting in on Zoom. It's nice to have you. Welcome if you're streaming in on YouTube Livestream. We're a growing group of like-minded humans who like to get together and do yin yoga on Sunday, and to pray and to meditate, and to do internal practice of well-being and external movement for well-being. This is Looney Cat. He pops in and pops out on Sunday. He's on the clock right now, so he gets cat compensation. Oh, gotta lick my foot, he says. Anyway, if you've never done yoga before, it's a good time to start. This is the class to start with. There's a lot of other yoga on YouTube with 20-somethings wearing tight, lacy things, and I'm not sure that's yoga. Do this instead. I was thinking of wearing tight, lacy stuff, but no. Slow your breathing down. Let your thinking slow down. Feel what you're feeling. On Sunday, we learn to go from 60 to 0. All the rest of the week is 0 to 60. But Sunday is 60 to 0, slow things down, be still, and know that you're God. How's that for the most tremendous line of any scripture? Be still and remember your connection, your identity, your reality as God consciousness. One more minute, chilling on your back. Be a bag of bones, a sack of clams. Let your brain melt. Yeah, I see some more Zoomers have gotten in. The YouTubers are flooding in, so welcome if you just got in. I know the parking lot was crowded, so lie on your back for 2 more minutes. And then we'll officially and formally begin doing nothing. This is like the show Seinfeld. It's about nothing. Nothing is the most healing thing. Something hurts, nothing heals. Okay, biggest, deepest inhale of your whole life, feeling everything, encompassing everything so far. Big inhale. Outhale, release it, empty out, drain your brain, let go of all of it, surrender, release, let go, all that spiritual stuff. Just be a calm, empty soul. Good. Wiggle your fingers and toes. Circulate super orgasmic feel good, organic feel good through yourself. What's the best you can feel and conjure and swish through your body? Do that. Good. Arms up to the ceiling. Stretch your arms back over your head. And then stretch out like a person stretching out on the floor till you feel first thing in the morning, organic, ecstatic feel good. Goofy grin on your face. Writhe a little bit. Greg writhe around. Good, draw your knees in, roly-poly guacamoles on your back with your knees in. That gets circulation to your back. Our backs are incredibly disregarded and forgotten. So it's good to roll around on your back. Turtles recommend it. Otra dirección por mis amigos sur de Bordero. Mi español muy mal. Lo siento. Good, let's roll up mittens and kittens and cats. Okay, now, once again, we have to just talk, okay? Just listen, would you? So here's what's going on. It's my new studio, and it's coming along amazeballs. It is really good how it's unfolding here. The overall idea is good. The thing is do I order a Murphy bed? Because right now my bed is folded up behind me, and I like me a 80-inch by 60-inch queen size bed. I'm definitely a queen in that regard. Now today was the first time I was able to there's my drum kit. Can you believe it? My drum kit's over there. I'll show you later. There's my desk with all my monitors. There's my guitar center with my TV set, and all my guitars are going to hang up on the wall. It's going to be great. There's my new digital piano because I don't have an acoustic piano anymore. So that's really groovy there. Here's a cat tree. There's my closet space over there. And I'm going to put a little mini fridge in my closet, and a microwave and a coffee maker. F yeah, baby. Pardon my language. Okay, so that's groovy. But as I folded my bed back up today for the first time, as I was shopping for expensive Murphy beds, $700 to $1,000, I was thinking, that's not that bad of a background. There's something, to me, oddly aesthetic about it. It looks kind of like a Japanese shoji screen. Now, I could get a $1,000 Murphy bed. Thinking about it, I'll do anything for the quality of my business, always, instantly. But I could pull a screen in front of it, right? I could get a drape back there. That would be not bad, right? I could, or just leave it as is. But if you're watching on YouTube, especially if you're a designer or a person who aspires to be a designer, leave a comment. Let me know what you think. I think that's not bad. There's a certain aesthetic. If you hadn't said that was a mattress, we would have thunk that that was an expensive shoji screen. Because I'm not a designer. Anyway, and if you're on Zoom, leave me a chat of what you think of what's behind me. But whatever it is, I'll make it the best I can. Okay? Oh yeah, this is a yoga class. If you're watching for the first time, my name is Gregorio. I like drinking coffee. And oddly, sometimes this Sunday class is waiting for Godot, because we're not in a hurry to get to the better position, the better move, the better pose. We're practicing higher consciousness. You know how you do that? You relax, you chill out, you say a prayer, and naturally our consciousness floats up like a buoy that's been detethered from the bottom of a swimming pool. Normally my spiritual references are A plus. I'd give that one a solid C minus, probably. So anyway, cheers. Today is the day the Lord has made. I rejoice and am exceedingly glad. I like Christian scripture. I like Buddhist scripture. I like yoga scripture. And I like prescriptions. It all comes from the same Latin root word. Okay, let's chant Om loud and proud now that everybody's in class and settled. Nice big inhale. Prayer hands or Anjali Mudra, depending on your spiritual proclivity. We'll drop our chin, which always represents humility, innocence, and open-mindedness. God, love, source, infinite higher organizing principle, IHOP for short. Bless our practice today, and may our small minds be subsumed into infinite wisdom, love, and intelligence, and may we get a profoundly beautiful download of love, light, and truth that helps us, above all else, to be of greater service and to bring more heaven on earth to an earth that could very much use it. Om, amen. Okay. All right. By the way, all denominations are welcome in this class, especially 10s and 20s. If you ever feel like donating, just go to upwardspiralyoga.com. That's my thrilling website. It's really quite beautiful. Upwardspiralyoga.com, spelled phonetically all together. And it has various donation portals. Just looking for $1 million donation. You never know. You know what, if you ask big, and then I'll build a retreat in Mexico and you can come on down. Other way. But in the meantime, we do this every bit as much for fun and for free. Because I would do yoga the first couple of years that I taught yoga, way back at the start of the century. It was all volunteer yoga. And you get what you pay for. 7, 8. Okay, I'm not going to knock my coffee over in my beautiful new room. Inhale up. Out to the side, behind your back, up your back. By the way, if you're watching on YouTube, I'm simulcasting on Zoom because that's what I've been doing for 4 years. And it's been a glorious relevation. It's been a relevation. It's re-elevated me. New word, relevation. And a great epiphany. I have an epiphany. Up your back, behind your neck. By the way, I say things that a lot of yoga teachers don't say. I've been fired from 9 different yoga studios, which is the best thing. Change is your best friend, not because I'm not a spectacular yoga teacher, but because they were a little constrained for my boundaries. I've learned my boundaries by so frequently exceeding them. One more. How else are you going to know your boundaries? Poof. Good. All right. Seated forward fold. Now I found my blocks. I found my psychological block and my emotional block in yoga. And on Sunday, sometimes I make a pedestal as a pedestal and I go like this. That's a little high. I have no problem being high, but it has to be on my own supply. And today we're just gonna lean forward for about a minute. And this is called Pearl of Great Price Asana. And it means that you fold over your center of being and you cultivate calm, peace, serendipity, serenity. Sometimes I roll my forehead left to right. It takes out the crease in my forehead from when I worry. Less than the old days, but still occasionally. And it also E-roads open my third eye. Good, and then we're just going to hold perf still for 42 seconds. Be still, remember that you're God. If you have a problem with that line, good, you should have a problem with it. You can only experience the answer to it. You can't figure it out. On your next inhalation, please to come up, yoga friends from all over the world. I got to tell you, I'm so excited about YouTube, and there are various other things, Rumble and Twitch and stuff, but whatever you do, you can take your ministry all the way around the world. Just start. All right, just start. Okay, from here, we're going to take our hands and lace them. I haven't shaved for 2 weeks. I still haven't found my razor. And I think I'm just going to go full werewolf. Actually, the hair on my neck makes a kind of a soft, smooth feel. If you haven't done this before, there's a lot of things you should do that you haven't done before. 7. No, I've done everything I want to do in my life. Nothing new, please. Okay, opposable thumbs. There's a little hollow down here underneath your jawbone, because I have one too. And I'm going to relax my face down into my hands. So the feeling of dropping your chin is like pinching a pillow for putting a pillowcase on. So you drop your chin like that. And when you do that, it hollows out more. And then it's 1849 and you're digging for gold underneath your jawbone. Good job. That gets areas where you forgot that you had areas. Right fingertips, back left corner. Tilt your noggin to the right. Drop your chin, tilt, drop, close your eyes. We have sort of a set ritual of opening movements on Sunday, and rituals, a good ritual is a shortcut to a higher state of consciousness. Isn't that a good definition? The other day I was thinking, well, what's a ritual? So I was thinking about it, and it's a groove or a shortcut appropriate and effective to a higher state of consciousness. After your head tilts as much as it will, then the drop of the chin just activates the thing in like 4 dimensions. Good, then bring your head back up. This background is not that bad. Maybe it's exactly what I need. You never know. Life will surprise you. Left finger's back right corner. Please tell me, get the $1,000 Murphy bed that blends with the background, or what ideas do you have? Good, now that I've tilted, I'm going to drop my chin, and I'm really going to relax this right shoulder, and then I'm going to relax my mouth, and I may inadvertently drool. Drooling's a good sign. You drool when you, well, we know. Pavlov's cat. Pavlov's cat is like, I'm not doing that stupid experiment. Just feed me, asshole. Pardon my language. Pavlov's cat was a beast. No, this isn't stand-up comedy. It's sit-down comedy. If I don't do this once a week with my friends, I lose my S. Good. Click my head back up. This is kind of the Sabbath for me. Fast, do yin yoga with my buddies. Drop your chin. Take pumpkin. It's almost pumpkin season. As in Target, they're starting to put up their Halloween stuff 4 months early. 2, 4, 5. It's no one pose in this class. It's the synergy, the synchronicity of stringing together something in a thread. Yogis call it a vinyasa. 7, 8. Good. And then take it around the other way. 1, 2. Now, some people on YouTube, they're starting to count when I count, and they'll say, you're counting to 8, but you're really going to 9 or 11 or 14. And to them, I say 6, I think. 7, 8's overrated. Good. Now drop your chin down, that pinching a pillowcase with a pillow with your chin. Not forcing, but if you don't drop your chin, the pillow drops on the floor. You can't get the damn pillowcase around the pillow, and you ain't going to sleep. I'm the first yoga teacher in human history to figure out that Uddiyana or Jalandhara Bandha, the throat lock, dropping your chin, is best explained by the pillowcase metaphor. If you're a yoga teacher and you use it, you owe me royalties. Good. Now, one more famous Sunday ritual, Pat Pat Buttercat. This is a Marma point. It's an Ayurvedic. There's 108 of them around, well, there's thousands, but 108 primary ones. Here's 2 of them. You're banging them together. When you bang things together, oftentimes you get an amplified experience of things. I'm not really going to elaborate on that very much. Good, and then this is simply called pushing and smushing. Push it real good. It's the 70s. Push it real good. Get in there. A lot of you are going, the 70s? The 70s to you is like the 20s to me. I heard Joe Walsh, the rock and roll guy, he said, it was easier to be 20 in the 70s than 70 in the 20s. He's such a cool guy. All right, this vulture capitalists, upside down pause, pause when agitated, restraint of tongue and pen. If you're having a problem with anger consequences in your life, just remember when you feel the impulse, don't do anything. Do not put out fire with gasoline. Now, how have I learned that? By being perfect my whole life and never making an angry mistake or lashing out? No. No, sooner or later, there's a phrase in recovery. It says we were beaten into reasonableness. Good, now shoulders back up, over, forward, around, and down. By the way, I'm a recovering person. Some of us are anonymous with it, some aren't. It just depends on what your own personal worldview is. And the only reason I mention it is recovery and yoga go together like gin and tonic used to, okay? They mix great, but this is way better. 6, 7, but we're all on recovery. If you showed up on Earth, this is a recovery planet. That's why the spaceships aren't allowed to land here. Now go like this. Earth is a 28-day program planet. You get sent here when you have a couple of bugs left in the system. And if you graduate, then you get to go on to hella more fun planets. In my father's house are many super groovy planets. This is a good one, but it's dicey, isn't it? Shake earthly poop off of your hands. Get thee hence, Satan poop. Love this room. This morning there was a large blue jay outside my window screeching. and he spooked my cat. Do not tell Looney that I told that story to the whole world. Faster, faster. Faster, faster, alabaster. Cup your hands at your heart, drop your chin, feel holy, sacred, and above all, receptive. Feel the inflowing of life, of love, of new adventures, new panoramas, new vistas. Do you ever remember the first time you went around the one corner and saw the Yosemite Valley for the first time and you were moved to tears? You were almost passed out from the glory of it. We have an infinity of those out in the future as we become receptive to it. I live like, I don't know, an hour away from Yosemite, an hour and a half. I've been there once. I've been busy. Okie doke. Inhale for an Om, up you go. Prayer hands, drop your chin, close your eyes. Here's an interesting line from Scripture. I live under the open skylight of heaven. As I become open-minded, aligned, and receptive through my spiritual practice, there's no obstruction or impediment to the flow of blessing into my life, and it is my higher power's great blessing to flow blessing into my life. Now, if you don't believe that, you could start. A belief is just a thought you keep thinking over and over again. Lace your hands. By the way, that's the definition of belief. A belief is just a thought you keep thinking over and over again. Doesn't mean it's true, or maybe it is true. Turn right. Left hand, right knee, right arm behind you. Go screw yourself, have a little twist to the right. This will be our last pose seated, and then we'll move into super groovy yin and restorative. Now, when you twist, it's like taking a sponge in some guy's house that never cleans his house and squeezing out bachelor gunk. Why do they remain bachelors? Because they don't know how to clean their house. They can't. You got to clean your room, you guys. Inhale here. Exhale, release. Okay. One switch of your abrazos, your legs. I think. Now lace one finger over of your piernas, your manos, and push up. By the way, one of my new students in my public class in Pleasant Hill, my meditation class, she's the head of language at DVC, the college I'm going to for a music degree. And we've stuck up a fast friendship. Oh, Home Depot's calling me. Om Depot. This is the Om Depot. It's calling. Turn left, 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 left. Right hand, left knee. Get a twist, you guys. Squeeze your spine. Turn your eyes to the left. Relax your shoulders, level your chin, out with the old, in with the new. There's so many seeing Yosemite for the first time experiences. Sometimes we forget, we think, oh, my better years are behind me. Nope. Your better rear is behind you, but the better years are out in front of you. Inhale here. And exhale. Yoga fists for strong wrists. I'm leaning back on my fists. And now champagne bottoms, caviar rears. Explode thy hips to heaven. Not only do you have to turn your heart over to God, you have to turn your hips over to God as well. because that's usually where most of the mayhem and chaos comes from, until it's redeemed. And come on down. Good job. What do you mean redeeming of my southern chakras? You know exactly what I mean. Good, now stretch your toes open. Stretch up. Now that's not a bed behind. If you're just tuning in, that's not a bed. That's an expensive Japanese soji screen behind me. And you like it a lot. Now I sit up. See how my hands can stretch up higher and higher and higher and higher? Relaxing my shoulders though, firming my legs, pulling my toes in. Hey Looney, get it, snacks for cats. Hello. I moved my 7 cat trees from my 1,500 square feet to now I've got 7 cat trees in my 250 square feet. Moving's cool, distill your life down. Good, hands and feet on the floor. Bottoms up. And kids came down and readied for next transition. During this transition, since Looney came in, by the way, during cat transitions, it's a great time to like and subscribe. If you like cats, if you like dogs, if you like fur or flesh or feathers, this is your yoga class. Doing yoga with Looney and your pet releases endogenous dolphins, which is the technical term for the neurochemistry of bliss. And the only thing that releases more endorphins than that is coffee. So we're not so austere in this class. We don't drink coffee. How about putting coffee in my new coffee holder over here, also known as a cat tree? He'll knock that over in 2 seconds. Okay, now we're going into restorative yoga. And restorative yoga means you restore while doing yoga. It's a tautology. What's the most famous tautology? It is what it is. Now for this one, if you don't have yoga blocks, if you go down to my description, you can click on the Amazon link. That's actually a lie. I haven't done that yet, but I'm going to. I'm trying not to lie as much, which is true. But get some yoga blocks on Amazon. They can be delivered by 7 p.m. today. And get a lot of blocks. I have like 1,000 blocks from my ex-yoga studio. But for this one, and you know what? You can use pillows. Pillow, bigger pillow. All I'm going to do is I'm going to stretch my breast open, my heart spine, and relax my head on this. To do this, if you wonder, how does that work, Mr. Greg? I put my bra strap right here, right on top of my bra, underneath my bra strap. Up a little low. Now, I just got serious thoracic spine release, crack, crack. That's the toughest part of your spine. Now, my head is lifted up pretty. Your head should be higher than your chest, unless you are a ragdoll contortionist, Cirque du Soleil 8-year-old Romanian gymnast, which we actually have about 400 of those on YouTube now. And we're just going to lay over this. Now, it is an acquired taste, but I learned this on hickory wood blocks, the yoga equivalent of laying on a bed of nails. And now we're going into longer yin, which means maybe 2 minutes. And if you have a hard time opening your heart, this will do it for you. This is the step right before they have to use rib spreaders on you. Anyway, if it's too much sensation, make it less sensational. But to some degree, you have to figure this out on your own. You got to find what works. And if it's awkward and feels weird, good. You'll work it out. You're smart. If you're in this class, you're smarter than the average bear. Good. Feel how it's sinking in. Sinking. Feel how we're sinking in. Syncing. As you relax more, your breath will lengthen and the focal point of your breath will move down south of your solar plexus. Fall asleep if you want. Could you do this with me for 2 more minutes? Could you relax that much, let go, surrender, melt open? If you're a very bendy person, you can take your arms back over your head and rest your arms behind you, but that also might feel like you're being impaled. So I'm going to leave impaling up to you. Relax your mouth, unhinge your lips, release your teeth, soften your nose. Okay, biggest, deepest inhale of your whole life. Whopping big inhale. Outhale, let it go. Good, now fingertips on the back of your head. Lift up just your noggin first. That really drives a lot of leverage right into my heart spine. Arms down on the floor. Pull your elbows back in. Press straight up and out of such a thing. Oh, my goodness. My goodness. My goodness and your goodness. That was really good. I like that. Now for something completely different. We're going to counterpose. So for this one, you probably have yoga blankets. If you don't, I'm having a drawing for free yoga blankets and bolster. And if you like and subscribe and leave a comment, I will have a drawing for my thousands of subscribers, soon to be millions. And that's going to go where my neck goes, right there. So that plumps up my neck. My left leg extends out there, and our right knee comes in. This is such simple yoga. Why complicate life? Take your right knee around in a circle. This opens up your ass, the tabulum, your hip joint. One of my oldest yoga jokes. I could just use that's number 58. So from now on, I'm just going to say 58 and you laugh. Other way with your knee. And then just relax back, pull the knee in. Now, if you're a moderately bendy bear, you can lift your head, neck, and shoulders and take your right elbow around your right knee while stretching out more through your left heel. If you can't do that, you're just going to be here for 2 more weeks. If you're a pretty bendy bear, you can bring your right knee in, lift head, neck, and shoulders. I'm swooping like one arm of a straitjacket, my left elbow over my right knee. But when I grab like that, it shortens my spine, and it does make it more challenging to let my head down. So I'm gonna leave that up to you. But I don't want this left knee to pull in. I want a couple sandbags on that. Because you want sandbags, because the levee breaks, you'll have nowhere to go. I can hear John Bottom's thunderous thudding drone in that song. Leave a comment if you like John Bottom. There's my drum kit right there. So when I'm doing this version, it becomes also a restorative, relaxing, releasing, renewing, refreshing, regenerating, resurrecting twist as well. Whopping big inhale. And release out of that. Ooh, just one side this week, just kidding. Stretch out both legs, wiggle them out a little bit. I like this view because I can see my beautiful ceiling. Wood panel, just like my old place. Bring your left knee in. The ceiling is the open skylight of heaven. Now lace over your left knee, no strong pull. If you can't grab your left knee, you found your best hope. Just lace over your thigh instead. After a while, your knee will be available. Open up your acetabulum, hip joint. God does not make too hard terms with us. He gives us very doable, very pragmatic, relatively simple yoga, and our job is to do it. We can't think about doing yoga. I wrote a bestseller once. I'm thinking about doing yoga, cogitating, ruminating, extrapolating, imagining the effects. No, you got to do it. Good. Now from here, if you can, lift up lefty elbow around lefty knee, or maybe lift up further, right elbow around your left knee. On this side, I'm more of a left elbow, left knee kind of guy. But if you can't rest your head back down, in technical terms, you're blowing it. Make sure you can rest your chest, your lower neck, all of your neck, the back of your head. You can drop your chin. And back in my day with my teacher, we did this pose standing. You had to balance on your right foot and hold this pose, being firm, upright, and erect for a long period of time. One time we were in this pose for 4 hours. No, you know what? I'm not going there with my sense of humor. Sorry, I apologize. I'll delete that. Just breathe in. Some of the best things I've ever said are the things that I've never said. Can you feel that when you inhale, deeply, and then you exhale, your lower back releases, your left thigh bone sinks more deeply into your left thigh bone socket. This then is very good for you. Good, big deep inhale. Exhale, let it go. Good. Now stretch out both your legs. Jigulate your butt. It seems like we're done. We're not, but if I was a turkey being baked or in the oven, the thing would be sticking out. We'd be done. Good. Now, feet flat on the floor. This is the pose for super brand new newcomers. You bend your knees and put your feet flat. That's actually yoga. And then if you can, you bring your knees in further. That's really good for you. After a while, you can grab your knees if you're a good cat and you stay with it for a while. After a while, your knees hug all the way into your chest and you get back into fetal position. After a while, you can lift up your head, neck, and shoulders. And after a while, you can grab your big toes like this. Now, I just gave you 9 options. No complaining. So this is called Happy Baby. And this is when you really need the banky underneath your neck. Now, if you're just tight as a boiled owl, maybe you shouldn't be reaching up and grabbing your toes yet. It's more of your thighs. But even me, as amazing as I am at yoga, humble as well, I really have to let my butt relax down. This opens up my tail feathers. I do not want to be a tight ass. My shoulders relax. I drop my chin. Now in India, they don't mess around. They're very straightforward. This is called wind relieving pose. And in public classes in India, unlike the West, you just let it rip, man, right in class. I've never been to India, so that's somewhat apocryphal, but I have had many teachers who've been to India. Good big inhale. Exhale, let it go, and then just take your legs up to the ceiling for 1 minute of Viparita Karani, which is yoga for kind of dead bug pose. If you look at a can of Raid, this is what the bug is doing, dead bug. Ooh, cramp in my quad. Ooh, odd place for a cramp. Now, just while you're doing this, don't do anything else. Just do this. I know mentally you're going to Lowe's and rearranging all of the washers and screws and bolts in their shelves just as a volunteer. But no, don't do that. Just do this. Do one thing at a time. First things first. Now, when I straighten my legs don't look straight. That's the shape of my bone. That's just not going to straighten out all the way. So, but if you want to judge me for that, that's fine. Just leave a snarky comment. I'll get back to you. Good, now bend your knees. Can you see me? I can see you. Now, this can be a big pillow or a bolster or a blanket or something, but stretch your legs out. I'm going to put a big pillow, bolster, blanket, another human pet over on my right-hand side. I bring my left knee in, see that? And now I'm rolling over to my, did I say that right? The bolster's on your right side. Bolster's on your right side, left knee is in. We're rolling our left knee over to the right. It comes all the way over. This is where you got to have the blanket underneath your neck. This comes down. Your left shoulder can come up along with your leg. After you open up after a couple of years, I'm going to pin my knee down with my right hand. Now I'm going to slowly, patiently, I'm actually going to lift my right back rib cage and shift it kind of to the right. That just gave me like a $90 chiropractic release. It was good for me. Now, as my lower body is pinned down to the right, I'm going to open up my massive V-shaped Superman chest to the left. Then the last thing to go to the left will be my face. And we'll do this for 1 minute. You might say something like ah or ooh, or if you're from Minnesota, you might say something like oh geez. Minnesota yoga, Michigan yoga. Let your breathing lengthen and smoothen and soothen and other coined words. If you're just starting on YouTube and you haven't been twisting for a few months or years or decades, it's really a good time to start stuff like this because it could not only add years to your life, far more importantly than duration of life, it will add enormous quality of life. It doesn't matter how long you live. It matters the quality that you live, obviously. Good, now big inhale. Exhale, let it go. Good, now I'm going to bring my left knee back up. I'm going to put both my feet on the floor. Now I need to escutcheon, listen, I need to escutcheon my booty buns back over to the right a little bit. Extend my legs out to straighten up my situation. Then I shift bolster, pillow, blankets, another person over on my left side. I bring my right knee in, stretch out my left leg. Now I'm rolling over in bed to the left to reach for the snooze button on my alarm, right? Good. Now, this is good. My right shoulder lifted. Now for bendy or bears, left hand pins my right knee down as I start to roll open my torso to the right. And you have to have a blanket or a pillow underneath your neck unless you're a very flexible person. Because when you twist like this, your spine gets shorter and it causes your neck to get tight. We've got to be able to relax our neck in this pose. That is facilitated by putting a blanket, a pillow, even a block underneath your head. Now for about 1.5 minutes, we're just going to rip ourselves a new one and let our upper body relax in the opposite direction as our lower body. Now the really bendy bears, the right arm comes all the way out, right shoulder down. It takes 2 weeks, 2 decades. Now here's an insider hack. I lift my left back rib cage and I scooch it over to the left, and that causes me to nearly go into samadhi, yoga ecstasy. My right shoulder almost comes all the way down. Now we are in it to win it. Okay, super massive inhale. Super massive exhale, releasing 3 more years of trauma from your body. Ooh, so good. Good. Now, right knee comes back up. It's only slightly past high noon, unless you're watching this recorded. Now I'm going to smooch my bolster, pillow, blanket, person underneath my knees. Gonna stretch. Oh man. Gonna lift my left and right butt cheek, get the dents out of my bottom, jigulate my feet, lift my left and right shoulder blade, get my banky, neck banky just right, and now we die for 5 minutes. In French, there's a name for the little death, petite mort, something, the little death. It also has another connotation. I'm not going to suggest that, but this is the little death of Shavasana, which is even better for you. And the pose starts now. Okay, my friends, stay nice and relaxed in the pose. In fact, relax even more. And here comes our popular Sunday ritual, where if you'd like, fully through choice, if you'd like to invite higher power, God, love, source, whatever name you give, as long as you call upon it. If you'd like to invite God, love, source in, now's a wonderful time when we're blended and aligned and tuned in. Never from convincing or coercion. Those convinced against their will are of the same opinion still. But if you would like to turn your will over, now's a good time. God's will is better for us than anything we could ever imagine. Good, wiggle your fingers and toes. Circulate super extra love, light, truth through your body. Buddha consciousness, Krishna consciousness, love consciousness. All rivers flow into one. Good, curl onto your right side now. Take your time. Rest in fetal position. Love all over yourself. Gross. Good, now there's an important stipulation. You have to keep your eyes closed when you sit up. There's a deep, profound, metaphysical linchpin, sine qua non, most important thing in the universe. Sit up with your eyes closed. Good, hands to our heart. Drop the chin. Thanks to the Infinite One with a capital O who brings us all together. All together we say, Namaste Sunday. Look who showed up for the end of class. Oops. So first of all, I always bid adieu, arrivederci, adios, and avita sane to my YouTube friends. Thank you for liking and subscribing. Some of you are watching and not liking and subscribing. You can put an end to that today. And could you do me a huge favor? Because I think this yoga is good for the whole world. And if we just spread it around by word of mouth and liking and subscribing, then the world has a chance. The world needs love, light, and truth more than ever. And cats. Anyway, I'm going to slide over because I'm using my laptop, not my Sony camera. Bye, YouTubers. Love you.